Alright guys, my name is Tyler aka Nanogenix, and today guys we are doing a damage test here on the JP version of Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. As you can see from the title, we are damage testing this guy from SA1 to SA10 in 3 different circumstances, and that is one time on a Vegito Blue lead team, one time on a Trunks team, and one time on his own double SSJ3 physical Gotenks team. So that's how we're going to break it down today guys. Basically this first round, we're going to go into the same event basically 6 times. This first round is going to be just basically whatever happens, and then when we go to the second round or SA10, we will make sure that it lines up. The same links are active and everything like that to try and eliminate as many discrepancies as possible. Before we hop into today's video, because this is my first gameplay video since being able to do this, I want to do this on camera. As you can see there, we are sitting at 99% on our SSJ3 Tech Goku, and there he is at 100% nice and golden and rainbow starred. I've had all you guys ask me about why your 100% units don't look like that on global, and it should be soon. It was an update for JP I think about 2 months ago, but they like to bring stuff a little bit sooner on the global version. It seems like that stuff like that. So, you know, guys, sit tight. I'm sure you'll get your rainbow stars very, very soon. But it's a double, because look at that. And it happened to be the same thing, too. We are 100%ing 2 units in this video. Yes, 2 units. Right here we go. Boom. Okay, guys. Now then, let's go ahead. Let's go to event. Let's hop in here. The event I'm going to do is I'm going to actually do the SSJ3 Gotenks event. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to get into this event, get everything lined out, get Gotenks on the battlefield, and we're gonna take a look at his super attack right now here at SA1. Let's hop in. After quite a bit of a wait here, we are finally in and ready to go start our battle. However, I wanted to note one thing. If you saw the shining star, no, it does not have hardly any of the attribute points towards him at the moment. 80 HP, 30 attack, and 40 defense. That's the only bonus he's getting. That won't hardly secure these results at all. So let's go ahead, let's hop in, let's take a look on the Vegito Blue team. Okay, we are now in here on our first go round of SA1 test. We're going to attack the Kid Trunks. We are going to be doing a 12 key super, because for the most part, that is what I would say I get off with this guy about 70 to 80% of the time. And I feel like the 12 key super is the one that we're gonna do each time. So let's go ahead. Let's just do that, and everything else we select beyond that doesn't matter. We're gonna be attacking the Kid Trunks each time for every single one of these tests. Let's see what happens, what kind of damage this 12 key does here. The other thing too is obviously with all of his mechanics and everything else, all of this is going to be done. So he did 360,000 at SA1 versus that Kid Trunks this first time. I'm going to go ahead and hop out of this battle. I'm going to set up my Trunks team. I'm going to grab another Trunks friend, and we're going to get back in here and we're going to test him out at SA1 with a Trunks lead. Now then, here is our Trunks setup. That's what we've got going there. Let's go ahead and let's hop in back again. Now that I'm sitting here thinking about it, now that I'm doing Kid Trunks each time, I could easily have done this as something else, but we're already this committed. We're already doing it on this 50 stamina event. So here we go. It does seem to load me quicker into missions than it does anything else. But yeah, it is so slow. I'm just wondering if that's something to do with JP servers right now or something of that nature. We'll do this. I'm not too concerned about it. We're literally just hopping in. We're getting off one attack, and then we're rocking and we're rolling. Although actually now I'm thinking about it, this actually does work out great, because I will have the ability. Yeah, this works out. This works out fine, actually. So we're going to target the Goten each time here. I'm going to actually do my best not to get off supers or anything like that, so that way nothing comes from this. Although, no. Stop it. Stop it. You're going to get off a super. Of course you are. And then this. As long as the Gogeta doesn't get off a super, we don't have to worry about killing anyone or killing anything. So I'm not too worried about it. I just need to get to a point to where Gotenks is on the battlefield. Trunks has not been attacked, so that way we've not messed with his defense or anything of that nature. And hopefully that'll be this next round. Okay. So for this test, we're going to go ahead and do this. We're going to do that. For this particular test, it's going to target Trunks. We have SSJ3 Goku on the field, as well as the SSJ4 Goku. So that is a thing worth noting, obviously. So let's see. We might actually die here, but let's see what the Gotenks does. Again, SA1 on a double intelligence Rage Trunks team with his 12 key super, 437,000 damage. Okay, let's go ahead. Again, we're gonna probably actually, I guess we probably won't die here. No, yeah, we survived. We're fine. All right, let's rock and roll. Let's get a double SSJ3 Gotenks team rocking and a rolling. I don't know why I just said that twice. And then let's see what they can do. Here we go. I found another Gotenks. That was actually more difficult than I thought it would be. Again, the loading, I don't get it. But so now we're gonna test out mine. So obviously, if we get off the friend one or something like that, that does not count. That is mine. Sweet. That's exactly what I wanted and needed. All right, we got Trunks targeted. We're gonna get off a 12 super attack. That is exactly what we needed. All right, so let's see what kind of damage he does here. I mean, obviously it should be a pretty decent increase, right? Double 120 leads versus double 50 and double 70, which is a pretty significant increase in damage right here. 662,000. So yes, a significant increase in damage. So all right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna hop out of this. I'm gonna get him SA10'd. And we're going to start back over with Vegito Blue and see what kind of damage output we can get from a Vegito Blue team at SA10. We have our SA10 Gotenks ready to rock and roll. In case you were curious, I used Elder Kai's. If you guys are new to the channel, consider subscribing. But if you guys are new to the channel and you haven't seen some of my more recent summoning videos, I did a ton of summons on the intelligence banner, and I have quite a few Kai's to spare. So that's how we did it. I didn't use Tech Gotenkses or anything like that. We did all Elder Kai, so let's back out. Let's get back over. I thought about it and I realized it really didn't matter too much, just as long as the links were the same. So right here, we just needed Vegito Blue to be there. So let's go ahead. Let's select our key. Again, we're attacking the kid Trunks. I believe we hit him for about 340 to 370, I think, at SA1. So let's see what we do here with his 12 key. Let's see what kind of numbers we're looking at. So essentially, almost double, about very close probably to being almost a full double, which you would expect, right? It's SA10. So now let me go ahead, let me get this loaded up and let me get ready to test this out on a Trunks team. Now it's time for the Trunks plus 70% dual leads test. As you can see there, that's what we're rocking and rolling with. So let's back out. In the previous round of this, on this particular team, he was next to the Tech Goku, so that's what we're going to do here. Let's go ahead and get his 12 key super off. It did, I think, about 430,000. Also, probably a good time to note that at the end, after we're done testing this, so the next round where we do double Fizz Gotenks leads, at the end, I'm going to break down all the numbers and take a look. I believe, I'm going to verify this, but I believe his super attack is somewhere like, I think super attack is what, 280? Or something like that, and then at SA1 and at SA10, it's a 505% boost. I'm gonna obviously look at all that before we take a look, but I totally just missed his super tag, didn't we? Dang it! I'm sitting there talking to you guys. Oh well, though, again, like I said, as I was literally explaining why it didn't matter too much, I'm going to go over all the numbers at the end, which of course you guys got to see the number. Anyway, so now I'm going to load it up. I'm going to get a double 120 lead physical Gotenks team ready to go, and we're going to see what kind of numbers we get off of that. We are now on to the 120 leads, the 120 test. There is a discrepancy here. I hate it, but it was so hard finding another SSJ3 Fizz Gotenks and just getting them all aligned the way you want them, and I felt like this was probably the closest thing to what we had before. Before we had the SSJ Fizz Gotenks next to the SSJ3 one. This time we have the SS Blue Vegito. The thing we're losing here is a 10% boost from the Innocence. Otherwise, everything pretty much checks out. So we're gonna have about a 10% attack difference, which in the end of things here isn't gonna be that big, but we do want to remember that whenever we're looking at all the numbers in just a moment. So let's go ahead, let's get off our 12 key super. Okay. And I could have put him in the middle because Pan does have the Innocence, but then it would have been too much of a boost, and I I didn't want to do that. So I felt like the way to keep it as close and as even as possible is to do this right here. And we just did over 1,000,000 damage. So I will take it. Before, I believe we did about 600, like 615,000, I think, or something like that. Again, we're about to crunch all the numbers in just a moment, but we just did over 1.1 million damage, which I definitely like. Anyways, guys, let me go ahead, let me crunch these numbers. Let's take a look at all this, and let's take a look at SA1 versus SA10 in all three of these separate scenarios. We have all of the numbers now, guys. Also, I did clarify, SA1 on the SSJ3 Gotenks is a 280% multiplier. SA10 is a 505% multiplier whenever launching a super attack. Now then, I do have the final numbers here on a Vegito Blue 50-50 lead team. At SA1, he does 360,474 damage. At SA10 on that team, he does 621,465 damage. So much worth. But again, this video is just a showcase from SA1 to SA10, not to try and tell you should you do this or should you not. On a Trunks team at SA1, he did 437,696 damage. At SA10, he did 750,526 damage. And then for the biggest and utmost number, which of course we knew would happen because double 120 lead, which let me tell you was moderately hard to find. At SA1 on a double 120 SSJ3 Gotenks lead, Gotenks did 662,055 damage, and at SA10 he did 1,115,560 damage. So there you go, guys. There are the numbers for my SA1 to SA10 damage test. I would say your absolute, probably most typical team you're going to run, because of the attribute system, because of how strong these cards are getting. You can get away with running the +50/+50 from Vegito Blue. When he was first introduced, teams were still kind of weak. At this point, teams are starting out at 220, 230,000 health, and you have no problems just running a Vegito Blue team. So I would say your most typical thing you're looking at here is a Vegito Blue team, and as of JP right now, we're still 5 months ahead of Global, so it's a pretty good bet that you're more than likely gonna run a Vegito Blue. Plus, you have to think about your friend and your guest, and there still are a ton of Vegito Blues over on the JP version. Anyways, guys, that is today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I enjoyed making this. This was a ton of fun to play around with these numbers a little bit. We didn't go too deep into it, but just enough. Anyways, guys, as I said, that's today's video. If you guys are new to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button. If you guys enjoyed this video, consider hitting the like button. Otherwise, you guys have a great day. Keep on keeping on. Nanogenix are signing off, and we will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.